Welcome again, dear students. Myself, Dr. Kaleem Ahmad, Assistant Professor, Department of Wildlife Sciences, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh. Now, in the last lecture, we actually discussed the impact of UHI urban heat islands on biodiversity. Now, in today's lecture, we actually focus on adaptive strategies designed to mitigate urban heat island effects and how to enhance the biodiversity. So, in this lecture, the first half of this presentation or this lectures covers the theory and the importance of the adaptive strategies, and while the second half actually will focus on the practical case studies while focusing in India. Urban heat islands affect, we can say, increase, as we already discussed, city temperatures affecting both residential and natural systems as high temperatures driven up energy needs, worsening pollutions and raising health concerns. So many urban species thus actually struggle as habitat or lost to infrastructure are affected by the temperature spikes. So we can say the climate change also magnifies these UHI issues, thus emphasizing the need for the urgent adaptive strategies. So we can say the adaptive strategies for UHI are about to planning for both current and the future climates, making cities more resilient towards UHI. So this approach combines actually UHI mitigations with biodiversity protections and also creating multifunctional urban areas. So we can say the reduced energy cost and improved public spaces also means higher quality of the life. Globally, cities are, we can say, are adopting these strategies as a key for the sustainable development. Biodiversity is a natural, we can say, urban heat island solutions as trees and the green spaces lower temperatures through shades and the transpirations. These areas actually attract pollinators, support urban agricultures and the green species sustainably, as green species also act as some kind of, we can say, carbon sinks, thus balancing emissions. Thereby we can say enhancing biodiversity in cities improves air quality and also reduce energy demands. You can say ecosystem based adaptations, we can say use natural systems to help cities adapt to urban heat island effects. This approach actually includes creating green corridors, restoring wetlands and planting urban forests, all of which actually provide some kind of the cooler microclimates and natural habitats. This eco-based adaptation also reduce the need for artificial cooling methods, thus offering sustainable and long-term solutions. Some of the example of, we can say, ecosystem based adaptations in cities include urban parks, small forest patches and ponds that actually enhance biodiversity while also managing the heat stress. Another is, we can say, green infrastructures such as parks, green roofs, rain gardens, green walls are also essential in urban planning for creating cooler and more comfortable public spaces. These elements actually improve air as well as the water quality while providing shade and recreational aspects that enhance the residents' quality life of that particular areas. We can say as an essential tool in sustainable urban designs, green infrastructures also helps make cities livable and resilient in the face of urban heat island and climate change. Another is, we can say, technology in adaptive urban heat island strategies. Technologies such as GIS and real-time sensors are very vital or very important in mapping urban heat islands hotspots and thus guiding targeted interventions. We can say these IoT devices also help optimize green spaces, thus management by monitoring soil moistures and also controlling irrigations. And while we can say thermal imaging also identifies areas that actually needing cooling infrastructures like parks or the cool pavements. Together we can say these data-driven tools make UHI or urban heat island mitigation studies more effective, precise and sustainable. Another is public-private partnerships. Public-private partnerships brings together resources and the funding from governments as well as the non-government organizations and business to support large-scale urban greening and UHI mitigations projects. So we can say corporations and the local business often actually contribute to tree planting initiatives, wetland restorations and the green roof programs. So these kind of the partnerships actually make it possible to scale up the UHI solutions, thus creating shared benefits for biodiversity, residents and the local economy. Another is we can say policy supports is also critical for the success of these UHI strategies. Zoning laws thus ensure the presence of the green spaces in densely built areas, while incentives encourage developers to adopt eco-friendly construction practices such as cool roofs as well as the green walls. We can say legal protections for wetlands and green belts are also essential for preserving cooling areas and the biodiversity. We can say by setting some kind of the clear target, these policies ensures accountability and the progress in urban heat islands mitigation efforts. Another is we can say community involvement also play a very important role in adaptive urban heat island strategies. Tree planting initiatives, educational workshops as well as citizen science programs also engage residents and foster a sense of ownership our local green spaces. We can say the community cleanup drives in wetlands and the parks also helps maintain these areas, and active participations also ensure that urban heat island mitigation efforts are sustained over the long period of time. We can say when residents are involved in these kind of the practices, they are more likely to care for and protect the urban green spaces. Let's discuss some of the case studies regarding the urban heat islands. We can say the first one is Rahija Mindspace IT Park in Hyderabad is one of the exemplifies climate responsive design with green faced and reflective surface that actually reduce heat absorptions, cutting energy demands for air conditionings up to 20%. So these kind of the features we can say along with the micro habitats actually support biodiversity even in dense commercial settings. So this kind of the IT parks, or we can say this IT parks has become a model for sustainable urban designs, thus demonstrating that the commercial spaces can also play some kind of the key role in cooling cities and thus supporting the ecological diversity of any densely populated areas. So this is we can say the Rahija Mindspace IT Park in Hyderabad. You can see it how it beautifully it has been designed, how eco-friendly it has been designed. Another is Bangalore Million Trees Initiatives. This Bangalore Million Trees Initiatives actually aims to increase urban tree cover to counteract the urban heat island effects, thus focusing on native species for better resilience and the biodiversity. These community driven projects also engage we can say public and private partners, thus ensuring trees are planted and maintained for the long term. So these kind of the projects we can say also helped lower temperatures, improve air quality and thus also enhance these urban green spaces, thus demonstrating the powerful impact of the large scale tree planting initiatives. Another is we can say New Delhi green roof initiatives. In New Delhi, green roofs on government buildings help reduce indoor temperatures and air conditioning needs, thus providing better insulations and also helps in lowering cooling costs. So these green roofs also improves the storm water management by absorbing the rainwater and reducing the runoff. So these kind of the, we can say, initiatives provide some kind of the habitats for the pollinators and small urban wildlife, thus supporting biodiversity within the city and also contribute to Delhi broader sustainable building practices. Another is Ahmedabad cool pavement projects. This Ahmedabad cool pavement projects actually using some kind of the reflective coatings on pavements in high traffic areas so that they can reduce surface temperatures by up to 70 degrees Celsius. So thus making these spaces more comfortable for pedestrians. So these kind of the project this project is a part of, we can say, Ahmedabad heat action plan, and this project demonstrate, we can say, how even a small infrastructure change can have a significant effects in reducing the urban heat island effects. So we can say by lowering pavements temperatures, Ahmedabad actually supports a more comfortable and sustainable urban environments for their citizens. Another is Kokandrali Lake, Bengaluru. This is a community-led, we can say, restoration project that actually provides cooling effects for nearby areas and also supports diverse species including migrating birds, fishes and number of the aquatic plant species. So managed by, we can say, this project is actually managed by the local NGOs and the residents. This lake is we can say biodiversity hotspots and has been valued for recreational space. The lake restorations also highlights how natural water bodies, we can say, within the cities can simultaneously enhance biodiversity and in one hand, and on the other hands also play a key role in reducing the UHI, urban heat islands effects. So this is the Kaladhali Lake, Bengaluru. You can see how beautifully it has been designed, and it's a tourist space, and within a city's wetland like this is a, we can say, some kind of, we can say, lifeline for the people of Bangalore. Another is Sabarmati riverfront, Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad Sabarmati riverfront development actually revitalized the river with green spaces and walkways, thus creating a cooling effect in the surrounding areas. This development actually provides habitat for local as well as for migratory species, and thus improves water quality and manage urban runoff. We can say as a popular site for recreation as well as for tourism, the Sabarmati riverfront is an excellent example of how urban green spaces can enhance a city environmental quality and appeal. This is we can say, in this slide you can see Sabarmati riverfront, Ahmedabad. You can see how beautifully it has been designed within the Ahmedabad city. It's also a tourist place as well as the eco park for the peoples of the Ahmedabad. Another is one live example of these we can say case studies is Aravalli Biodiversity Park in Delhi. Actually it's focused on restoring the native vegetation to reduce the urban heat island effects, and the purpose is to support the biodiversity, the local biodiversity. The park's ecosystem actually serve as a habitat for local flora and as well as fauna, thus offering some kind of the eco-education programs that actually engage the publics in the conservation efforts. This park, we can say, is some kind of the model for urban ecological restorations and demonstrate actually how biodiverse green spaces can serve as biodiversity corridors within dense urban areas. This is the article that has been actually published in 2009 in Times of India. and it actually highlights the importance of these Aravalli Biodiversity Parks that actually spreads in 692 acres of areas. The project has been started 13 years ago, and 5 different types of the forest patches are there. And in 2009, according to the Times of India report, 25 different types of the animals have been reported, and 80 different species of the birds have also been reported in these areas. And number of the different types of the trees and shrubs are also planted to create native species in the Aravallis. And water bodies are also created to improve the groundwater. We can say natural restorations actually brought a number of the animals and reptiles back to these Aravalli Biodiversity Parks. This includes seabirds, cats, golden jackal, mongoose, and many about 26 reptile species. And this article also highlight Aravalli Biodiversity Park is so crucial. Actually, it's a catchment for the rivers and the streams. It is also help in groundwater's recharge. It also home to handle the native plants and animal species, and it defines the climate of the regions, particularly rain. And it also act as a green barrier against desertifications. So these are the highlights, and in this picture you can see how it was before when the project was actually started, and how it was now looking after the restoration programs. You can see in these particular pictures that how it has been there. Another is Pov Lake restoration projects in Mumbai. The restoration of, we can say, this Pov Lake in Mumbai provides both cooling effects and as well as the biodiversity benefits, as the lake sports a variety of the fish, reptiles, and our 80 bird species. It is also play a, we can say, essential role in natural flood control during monsoon seasons and helps regulate the local temperatures. It is a, we can say, some kind of the recreational area and a biodiversity hub, thus actually showcasing the potential of the urban water bodies for urban heat island mitigations as well as the habitat sport. This is, we can say, Pov Lake in Mumbai, how we can say beautifully it has been designed, and how beautifully it has been looked, and it's a, we can say, some kind of lifeline for the people of the Mumbai within the densely populated areas. We can say another is East Kolkata wetland. So recognized as a Ramsar sites also, East Kolkata wetlands also absorbs heat and provide some kind of the natural cooling for the nearby urban areas in the vicinity of this Ramsar site of East Kolkata. This wetland actually play an important role in filtering city wastewater, thus also supporting fish farming and providing numerous agriculture resources. The wetlands are also essential for balancing local temperatures and also helps in improving air quality as well as for supporting local livelihoods and preserving biodiversity. Another is Adayar Eco Park, Chennai. Adayar Eco Park, also known as Ponga, is a restored wetland in Chennai that actually provides natural cooling and flood control benefits while actually supporting a variety of the species, including waterfalls as well as the numerous amphibian species. Actually, the parks manage stormwater, reducing the actually flood risk for the nearby areas, and offer public access for recreation and environmental education. This park is recognized for integrating urban heat island mitigations with biodiversity enhancements, thus serving as a model for urban ecological resilience. With this, dear students, we end today's lecture, and in the next lecture we will continue to discuss some other interesting topic of biodiversity conservation. Thank you very much.